Do your enemies get under your skin, control how you react, and make you feel powerless? It's frustrating when people push your buttons and you feel like you're always on the defensive. But as Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. The truth is, you do not need loud words or threats to command fear and respect. Real power is silent. Let me show you how. Number 1, master your emotions. When people do not master their emotions, they become easy targets for manipulation and control. Imagine someone who reacts impulsively to every insult or setback. They lash out in anger when criticized and crumble under pressure when things go wrong. Their emotional volatility becomes their greatest weakness because anyone who wants to provoke them knows exactly how to push their buttons. In conflicts, the person who loses their temper first also loses their power. Their lack of control exposes their insecurities and makes them predictable. When your enemies know that you can be easily rattled, they will use that knowledge against you every chance they get. The importance of mastering emotions is a principle deeply rooted in both science and philosophy. Research in psychology shows that emotional intelligence, which includes self-regulation, is one of the strongest predictors of personal and professional success. People with high emotional intelligence are better at managing stress, making clear decisions, and maintaining healthy relationships. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius often emphasize the power of emotional control. He once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This idea highlights the concept that true power lies in your ability to control your inner world, regardless of external circumstances. When you stay calm and composed, you become unshakable, and that composure can be more intimidating than any loud display of aggression. To master your emotions in everyday life, start by developing self-awareness. Pay attention to what triggers your anger, frustration, or anxiety, and understand why those situations affect you so strongly. Once you identify your triggers, practice pausing before you respond. Take a deep breath and give yourself a moment to choose your reaction instead of acting on impulse. Mindfulness techniques like meditation and deep breathing exercises can help you stay calm even in high-pressure situations. When faced with conflict, remind yourself that your reaction is a choice. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to stay composed in the face of provocation. Over time, your calmness will become your greatest strength, and the people who once tried to unsettle you will start to fear your ability to remain unshaken. Number 2, maintain an unshakable presence. When people lack an unshakable presence, they often appear uncertain, nervous, or easily influenced. Imagine someone who fidgets when they speak, avoids eye contact, or constantly seeks validation from others. Their insecurity becomes obvious, and others sense that they can be dominated or swayed. In confrontations, these individuals back down quickly, and in moments of pressure, their lack of composure makes them look weak. When your enemies see this, they know you are not a threat. They feel emboldened to challenge you because your lack of presence signals that you doubt your own power. An unshakable presence is not about being loud or aggressive. It is about being calm, confident, and self-assured. Psychological studies have shown that body language plays a major role in how people perceive power. According to research by social psychologist Amy Cuddy, adopting strong open postures can increase feelings of confidence and influence how others see you. Stoic philosophy also teaches the importance of inner calm and self-possession. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This mastery of self translates directly into the way you carry yourself. When you walk into a room with calmness and purpose, people notice. When you speak slowly and clearly, people listen. To maintain an unshakable presence in your daily life, start by working on your posture and body language. Stand tall, keep your shoulders back, and make steady eye contact. Speak with a calm, even tone, and avoid rushing your words. Practice controlling your facial expressions so you do not give away anxiety or irritation. When you enter a room, take a moment to center yourself and project quiet confidence. In situations where you feel nervous or threatened, focus on slowing your breathing and keeping your movements deliberate. Over time, this calm and steady presence will make you seem more powerful, and the people who once tried to intimidate you will begin to fear your quiet strength. Number 3, let your actions speak. When people rely too much on words and not enough on actions, they often come across as all talk and no substance. Think about someone who constantly brags about what they are going to do but never follows through. They make promises they cannot keep and exaggerate their abilities to appear important. Over time, people stop taking them seriously. Their enemies certainly do not fear them because their words lose all weight. When you talk too much about your plans, you give others the opportunity to criticize, interfere, or undermine you. Worse, when you fail to deliver, you damage your own credibility and look weak. Stoic philosophy teaches the value of quiet strength and meaningful action. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This idea applies perfectly here. In psychology, the concept of behavioral integrity suggests that people gain respect and influence when their actions align with their words. A study published in the Journal of Business Ethics found that people who consistently act on their values and promises are seen as more trustworthy and powerful. When you let your actions speak, you show the world and your enemies that you mean what you say without having to announce it. In your everyday life, focus on demonstrating your strength through consistent action. If you promise something, deliver it without fanfare. If you have goals, work on them quietly and let the results show. When someone challenges you, do not waste energy on long explanations or justifications. Instead, respond with calm, decisive action. If a colleague tries to undermine you, stay focused and outperform them without engaging in drama. By showing rather than telling, you become someone people cannot ignore and someone your enemies cannot easily challenge. The quiet power of your actions will make them think twice about ever underestimating you. Number 4, never overreact to insults. When people overreact to insults, they give away their power. Imagine someone who becomes defensive, angry, or emotional every time they are criticized. They raise their voice, argue endlessly, or try to prove themselves right. In doing so, they show their insecurity and lack of control. Their enemies see this and realize how easy it is to manipulate them. By pushing the right buttons, they can provoke a reaction whenever they want. Over time, this emotional vulnerability makes them an easy target. The Stoics believe that our reactions, not external events, determine our strength. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Modern psychology supports this. Research on emotional regulation shows that people who stay calm under pressure are perceived as more competent and authoritative. A study published in the journal Emotion found that those who manage their emotional responses are more likely to gain respect and maintain influence in social and professional settings. When you refuse to be rattled by insults, you demonstrate emotional strength and self-control, two qualities that intimidate those who want to see you falter. In daily life, practice staying calm when someone tries to provoke you. If a colleague makes a snide remark, respond with a composed, neutral expression. If someone insults you directly, either ignore it or address it with quiet confidence. For example, a simple, "Is that so?" or "Thank you for your opinion," can diffuse their attempt to upset you. By not overreacting, you show that their words hold no power over you. This calm, measured response makes your enemies uncomfortable because they realize they cannot control you. And that is a fearsome position to hold. Number 5, control what they know about you. Many people unknowingly give away too much personal information. They overshare details about their lives, vulnerabilities, fears, and ambitions. In doing so, they provide others with the tools to manipulate or undermine them. When someone knows too much about you, they can exploit your weaknesses or use your desires against you. By revealing your innermost thoughts, you lose an element of control over your image and how others perceive you. This can give your enemies the upper hand because they can exploit what they know to hurt you. Stoic philosophy teaches the importance of keeping a strong inner world that remains largely hidden from others. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often emphasized the power of inner reflection and control over external circumstances. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This sentiment reflects the idea that actions, not words, should define you. What you choose to share should be intentional and calculated. In fact, research shows that maintaining privacy can increase a person's perceived power and influence. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people who keep personal information private are seen as more competent and authoritative. In real life, limit the personal details you reveal to others, especially in competitive or adversarial situations. Avoid divulging your weaknesses, insecurities, or personal goals to those who might use that information against you. Instead, focus on building a persona based on your actions and the results you achieve. If someone tries to pry, respond with general, neutral statements that provide no ammunition for them to work with. By controlling the narrative and what others know about you, you maintain a sense of mystery and power that leaves your enemies unable to truly understand or predict your next move. Number 6, make power moves in silence. Many people make the mistake of broadcasting their intentions and plans before they execute them. They speak too openly about their goals, aspirations, and strategies, often seeking validation from others. This desire for attention or recognition can undermine their power. When your enemies know what you're planning, they can anticipate your actions, prepare countermeasures, and attempt to sabotage your efforts. In contrast, those who operate in silence often enjoy a strategic advantage because their moves remain unpredictable and hidden. They move in ways that others cannot anticipate, which is far more effective than announcing your plans in advance. In Stoic philosophy, the concept of keeping your intentions quiet is deeply rooted. Seneca, another Stoic thinker, wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." This captures the essence of avoiding unnecessary external validation and making decisions based on internal principles and values rather than the approval of others. Research has also shown that silence can be a powerful tool in negotiation and leadership. A study from Harvard Business Review found that leaders who spoke less and listened more were perceived as more powerful and trustworthy. These leaders were also able to maintain more control in conversations and decision-making processes, as their actions were not prematurely exposed to scrutiny. In everyday life, Keep your plans and goals to yourself, especially when dealing with rivals or adversaries. Focus on executing your objectives quietly and efficiently. By doing so, you make your actions speak louder than words. In professional settings, for example, rather than discussing your next career move or project, work on it behind the scenes. When the time comes to reveal your success, the results will speak for themselves, leaving your enemies surprised and powerless to intervene. This approach gives you the upper hand, as your silence will be perceived as a sign of strength and control. Number 7, stop seeking approval. Many people fall into the trap of constantly seeking approval from others. This need for validation can make you vulnerable and weak, especially in the eyes of your enemies. When you constantly seek reassurance or try to please others, you lose your sense of independence and self-reliance. It becomes easy for others to manipulate you because they know exactly what buttons to push. Your enemies can exploit your need for approval by creating doubt, spreading rumors, or using your insecurities against you. By seeking approval, you put your power in the hands of others, and in turn you lose the ability to control your own actions and emotions. The Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of self-sufficiency and internal validation. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This quote reflects the Stoic belief that true power comes from within, and that we should not depend on others' opinions to define our self-worth. Research in psychology also supports this idea. Studies have shown that people who rely on external validation tend to experience higher levels of anxiety and lower self-esteem. In contrast, those who have a strong internal sense of worth are better able to handle criticism and negative feedback without it affecting their confidence. In practical terms, stop looking to others for validation. Whether in your personal life or professional career, make decisions based on your values and principles, not the opinions of others. If you're unsure about a decision, trust your judgment rather than seeking approval from friends, family, or colleagues. This will not only make you more self-reliant, but also convey strength and confidence to others. When you no longer depend on approval, your enemies will have less leverage over you, and you will become someone who commands respect without needing to ask for it. We're almost done with this video, but before you move on, I want you to reflect on your life. Are you going to stay stuck, feeling drained and defeated? Or are you ready to take charge and transform your future? If you're ready to make that change, I want you to make a commitment. Drop a comment below and say, "I am determined to live my best life no matter the obstacles. I will succeed." I'll be reading through all your comments, and I'll feature the most inspiring one on our channel. If you want more life-changing content, make sure to hit that subscribe button.